Our final presentation is from Joshua Bard, who in collaboration with Professor Ali Momeni, Josh is professor in the School of Architecture, Ali is professor in the School of Art, have been working on a project called Robotic Gestures, which investigates the subtleties of robotic gesture and its potential for communicative, emotive, and functional robotic control.
So you're kind of hitting the work mid-span that Ali and I are developing, and we've been developing this project over a series of courses. So we want to throw plaster because we're interested in human gesture as it relates to robotic motion, and the kind of transfer of human skill to a kind of digital physical workflow. So what we've been doing is setting up our lab to start doing this. So some of the groundwork I'll show you. This is the robotics lab down in the School of Architecture in the basement of Margaret Morrison. And we've got a robot that's on a track, the orange track down there, that lets us work in a really big work volume and start testing these throwing gestures eventually. We installed a motion tracking system into the work cell of the robot so we can start to begin to track and understand human gestures. We've been developing a number of kind of toolkits around soft materials, which we find really interesting, in particular plaster. So here you're seeing some tools that we're developing for decorative architectural plaster, working wet plaster into decorative molding on free-form surfaces. And we're developing relationships with people who know a lot about plaster. So this was kind of our Trojan horse with a course that's being taught this semester, where we went and visited the local plasterers union to learn from them about traditional plastering techniques. And then at the end we kind of slipped in that we wanted robots to start doing plastering, and could they help us with that. And they were a little freaked out at first, but then they came to our lab. So that's John. He's been plastering for quite some time. And this was our first test case where we actually had him render a flat section of wall with finished plaster. And we tracked his hand tool, the plastering trowel, throughout that process. John has an amazing amount of dexterity that he's built up over years of practice. And right now, we've tracked it like that. And we're trying to make sense of that. So we're able to track with sub-millimeter accuracy the position and orientation of his tool relative to that plastering surface. And you can see we're basically going from the tracking through kind of kinematic solver in Rhino to robotic motion directly generated from that tracking. So our robot is kind of mimicking the trained plasterer in this setup. So this is all groundwork for starting to look at throwing as a informed gesture, and then different texture and patterning techniques that can come out of that through some real-time scanning. Yeah, so we're excited about the work we have ahead this summer. Everything's in place. Did I miss anything, Ali? All right. Thank you very much.